Hey, I'm Jem. I help business owners escape the exhausting cycle of chasing random prospects and instead plug into a predictable system that delivers verified, pre qualified leads straight into their CRM. In other words, I help you stop guessing where your next customer will come from and start building a business that actually grows on autopilot. Now, here's the thing, a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize that getting leads isn't the real challenge. Anyone can scrape emails or blast messages online. The real challenge is building a business that consistently attracts the right people, buyers, buyers who are already interested, already qualified, and already willing to have a conversation. That's exactly what we're diving into today, because if you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like your lead generation is based on hope rather than systems, this video might be the turning point for you. By the time you're done watching, you'll understand the exact four pillars behind a scalable lead generation ecosystem, the same framework I use for my private clients who want predictable growth without gambling on ads, agencies, or guesswork. Here's what we're covering today: how to identify your perfect customer so you're speaking directly to people who actually need what you sell. How to craft an offer so relevant and valuable that prospects feel dumb saying no to. How to build a simple outbound engine that runs every single day without you lifting a finger. How to convert conversations into cash without being pushy, salesy, or awkward. And make sure you stick around until the end, because I'm going to show you how you can skip all this entirely. Instead of building the system for yourself, you can literally buy the same pre-qualified leads I generate for my own clients. That way, you get the results without the setup. But before we talk systems, scripts, or tools, we have to begin with the foundation. And honestly, this is where 90% of businesses fall flat. They try to market to everyone, hoping someone will bite. Let's fix that. Let's start with the most important step, knowing exactly who you're talking to. Our first point today is identifying your perfect customer. You've probably heard the phrase, if you sell to everyone, you sell to no one. That isn't just motivational fluff, it's business reality. When your message is vague, generic, or aimed at the whole world, no one feels like you're speaking to them. And if no one feels spoken to, nobody responds. Predictable revenue starts with precision. You need to define your ideal customer profile, ICP, so clearly that you can almost picture them sitting across the table from you. The more specific you get, the easier everything becomes: your message, your outreach, your closing process, even your pricing. For example, I help commercial cleaning companies in Florida, but I don't stop there. I go deeper. I specifically target property management firms with 50 plus multifamily units in the Miami Dade area. Why? Because those are businesses with recurring cleaning needs, tenant turnover challenges, and regulatory requirements that cost real money if ignored. That level of specificity is what turns outreach into opportunity. Action steps here: niche down. This is the first thing you got to do. Pick a specific industry, a business type, and a geography. Don't be broad, be surgical. Number two, define the pain. Identify the real problem they pay to solve. It's rarely what you think. Cleaning companies don't sell cleanliness, they sell tenant retention, safety compliance, and peace of mind. Number three, build a list. Use tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Zoom Info, or even niche directories to build a curated list of 100 prospects will match your criteria, not 8,000 random emails, just 100 perfect fits. Now, once you know exactly who you're speaking to, you've dialed in the deepest pain points. The next step, and you've dialed in the deepest pain points, of course, the next step becomes exponentially easier here. Because now, instead of shouting into the void, you craft a message so relevant, so aligned with what they already want, that ignoring you would feel like a mistake. That's what leads us directly into the second pillar: building a magnetic offer. Here's the truth: nobody wakes up wanting your service. They don't want a website, social media management, coaching, cleaning, solar panels, none of it. What they actually want is a transformation, a result, a guaranteed outcome that solves a painful, expensive problem in their business or life. That's what a magnetic offer does. It reframes what you sell from a commodity into a no brainer decision. When your offer is specific, measurable, and time bound, and backed by risk reversal, prospects stop seeing you as another vendor. You become the safest, smartest option in the room. Let's break this down using a real example. Most solar companies say things like, "We install solar panels." It sounds fine, but it's bland, generic, and forces the customer to figure out the value themselves. You could add something like, I'm got now compare this to this, all right? Okay. We guarantee a minimum of $500 in monthly energy savings for your commercial property within 60 days, or we pay the difference. There you go. Do you feel the difference? This one is a service, the other is a promise of you saving money. One sells panels, the other sells savings. One asks for trust, the other creates trust. A magnetic offer removes doubt, eliminates risk, and makes the prospect feel like they'd lose money by not saying yes. All right, action steps here again. Number one, the guarantee, the risk reversal. Add something that makes your customer feel completely safe. Ask yourself, if I fail, what happens? Do you redo the work for free, refund part of the cost, cover the difference, like the solar example? When you take on the risk, they take the leap. Number two, specificity, numbers plus deadline. Vague benefits don't sell, numbers do. Anchoring your offer with measurable outcomes transforms curiosity into confidence. Think $500 in savings, 12 booked appointments, 30 days, 90 days. This shows certainty and expertise. Number three, the delivery. One line offer statement. Turn everything into a single punchy sentence. This becomes your first line in messages, ads, emails, and calls. For example, we generate 15 pre qualified real estate buyer leads in every 30 days, or you don't pay. Short, strong, impossible to ignore. Now that you've defined your perfect customer and crafted an offer that grabs attention like a magnet, the next logical step is putting that offer in front of them consistently, because a perfect offer sitting quietly on your laptop does nothing. This is where the system comes alive, where we stop waiting and start engaging. Let's move into the third pillar here. Setting up a simple outreach machine. This is where we go from hoping for leads to manufacturing them. The objective here isn't complicated. Your goal is to consistently get your magnetic offer in front of the exact people who are most likely to buy. Most business owners fail here because they either blast generic messages to thousands of strangers or they send sporadic outreach whenever they feel like it. Neither builds a real business. What works and what scales is a systematic, repeatable outreach engine that runs every day, even when you're busy, tired, or on vacation. And no, you don't need a giant team or paid ads to make it happen. All you need is a multi-channel approach that prioritizes personalization over volume. The channels I recommend starting are the simplest and most effective for B2B. Email, which is still undefeated when done right. LinkedIn, where decision makers actually live. These two tools are perfect. By showing up consistently in both places, saying the right things to the right people, you become unavoidable in the best possible way. Action steps here. Number one, personalized first touch. Don't open with a pitch. Your first message should be short, 2 to 3 sentences max, and should reference something specific about their business, location, or role. This says, I chose you on purpose, not your email number 437 on my list. Personalization is the difference between being ignored and being welcomed. Number two, the offer drop. In your second message, reveal your magnetic offer, the one line promise that solves a measurable, painful problem. This is where their curiosity turns into interest. If your offer is crafted correctly, this message alone should generate replies. Number three, the follow up sequence. Most people give up too early. Top closers don't. Use a simple structure of 4 to 5 follow ups over 15 days, 14 days. Remember this truth. Most deals don't happen on the first message, they happen on the fourth or fifth. Persistence, not perfection, is what books calls and closes deals. Alright, at this point, getting replies becomes normal, but here's the catch. A reply isn't a lead and it definitely isn't money. The magic happens in what you do next. The fourth pillar is where conversations turn into contracts, where interest becomes income, and where your system finally pays off. So now let's get into the final and most crucial part of the entire process. The secret to turning conversations into cash, which is our fourth pillar today and our fourth point. A pre qualified lead isn't someone who just replies. A pre qualified lead is someone who shows up in the meeting, acknowledges the exact problem you solve, and has the willingness and the capacity to fix it. Once, once they're on the call, your job shifts completely. You're no longer trying to convince anyone of anything, you're diagnosing, qualifying, and prescribing. Think of yourself like a specialist, not a salesperson. For example, let's say you're a specialized tax consultant in Chicago working with high net worth individuals. These people don't want a pitch, they want clarity. They want someone who understands their situation better than they do. Your role is to ask the right questions so the prospect reveals their pain in their own words. When they do that, this sale becomes effortless because the solution becomes obvious. Action steps here, which are detailed and actionable here again. Number one, the diagnostic question. Start with a big, uncomfortable question that forces them to verbalize the exact issue. For the tax consultant, a perfect opener would be, based on your current portfolio, what is the single biggest tax liability that keeps you up at night? When they say the problem out loud, they take ownership of it, and people always pay to solve the problems they own. The qualification check. Before you even think about presenting an offer, confirm three things: budget, authority, timeline. You can ask, if we can solve that liability, are you in a position to make a decision on a new advisor within the next 30 days? If the answer is no, it's not a qualified lead, it's a polite conversation. Number three, the prescription. Only after the prospect confirms their pain and their ability to act should you present your solution. And you don't pitch it, you prescribe it. The tone is not, here's what I do. The tone is, based on what you told me, here's the smartest next step. The framing turns your offer into the logical conclusion, not a sales attempt. All right, so let's quickly recap the 4 pillars of building a real scalable business. Identify your perfect customer, like the commercial cleaning niche in Miami. Build a magnetic offer, like the Phoenix Solar Company, guaranteeing energy savings. Set up a simple outreach machine, which is consistent, multi-channel, and personalized. Turn conversations into cash. Diagnose first, prescribe second, close naturally. Each of these steps builds on the last. When stacked together, they stop your business from relying on luck and turn it into something predictable, something you can scale, optimize, and eventually automate. This isn't theory. This is the exact framework I use for my clients, and it's what separates businesses that plateau from the ones that print revenue on demand. Now, you got two choices here. You can take everything I just gave you, spend the next few weeks or months building it all yourself, testing scripts, refining offers, and chasing the right prospects. Or you can skip the entire setup and plug into a shortcut I've already built, because I sell the exact verified, pre-qualified leads that go through the system. These are not scraped emails, not random names. They're leads who actually match your ICP, already know the problem they have, and are ready to talk. If you want those leads delivered straight into your inbox or CRM, or if you want me to help setting up your system the right way, click the links in the description and book a call with me. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. I drop strategies like this every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.